I started playing with my light to try to adjust my lighting. Hey, yo, happy people. I gotta go post us places.
Whoa. Hi.
When I sat down to do my makeup, I was just like, okay, but what if
Bucky
I
Barnes.
did the finger smudge as I did as a teenager for the raccoon eye? How would that look? And then I was like, let us just experiment with different shades and stuff. And I will tell you, the colors look more in depth. In like, you can't see the lavender that I can see in the mirror, and I'm like, it's fine.
Not at all. I'm opening up my chapter.
You're good. It's not Whip Wednesday. For those of you who are wondering why no Laura, Laura will be here later. I presume her job either gets out around now or it gets out in an hour. Either way, she said she wouldn't be available until 6 p.m. Pacific, which is 8 p.m. mine, and I told her that was fine because I'd rather have a late Laura than no Laura. So there will be a Laura here, so far as I'm aware.
Yeah.
Hey, party people. Well, we're not partying, but peoples, let me know. How was your weekend? What is up?
You know,
Wait, there it is.
my weekend. But for chat, I am still figuring out my meds, my ADHD meds. So that's a whole fun thing. But yeah, pretty chill. Other than that, but I am realizing that I really do need to pack for my trip Wednesday. Even though my calendar says my flight is tomorrow, but it's not. It is Wednesday, and I'm checking that right now because that would be a bad thing to fuck up. Yeah, Wednesday. I don't know why my calendar has it wrong. But yeah, so I need to pack and stuff for that trip, and I totally haven't even thought about it until I was getting changed for the stream, and I was like, oh, wait. This is something I need to know. I don't even know what the weather's going to be like. It is 19 degrees Fahrenheit there, which is very different. It is 85 here.
See, CB and I were discussing about, which I will add even further context, is that there is a, like, it's been lovely spring weather here. I, of course, never trust spring until we are into the end of May. That is when spring begins to get my trust. And rightfully so, as it snowed today. Of course, the ground is not cold enough for it to stick or anything, so it was just like snow flurries. But I was telling CB how it was snowing, and she has a heat advisory.
I do have a heat advisory.
So we are in two different climates.
That's why I can't wear my cute sweater. Yeah. So fun, fancy, and fresh.
I keep having to like wake up my mouse, which isn't what's actually happening, but like if I just try to push the mouse sometimes it won't move, then I like pick it up, put it back down, and then it's like, oh, I exist.
Yeah, I don't know. I had to buy, you remember the whole ordeal of me buying a new mouse.
Yes.
A couple months ago.
I should be here until we get a Laura. Because
I was doing pretty good like 2 hours ago awake wise, and now I'm just like, no longer. I see that as a trend for.
You were breaking up, so I didn't catch the last.
I was like, I was okay like 2 hours ago, and now I'm very tired.
Oh, okay. I don't think you've been okay all day. I think you just were less not okay than earlier because you were playing Minecraft.
Yeah, I guess that was less than 2 hours ago. But I was like, do I take a nap or play Minecraft till the stream? And I knew if I laid in bed, I was not going to get up again. Um, so I played Minecraft, and now I'm still tired. But as is life.
I do not care if I look a mess, but it will be at least a mostly even mess.
Mm,
It's bothering me that this is so much smaller on this side.
I didn't even realize that that was a purposeful glint.
Yeah, like I said, it looks. I'll send you a picture so you can see how it looks in person. I'm not gonna lie and say it looks good in person. Just
I got this eyeliner side was like a really fine point, and then this one I fucked up a little, so I had to go bigger. You totally can't tell on camera, which works for me. Um, Also, then I put on the glasses, and there's so much glare. I was scrolling on my phone, doing scrolling this morning, and I was like, "Oh, my eyes are getting tired because I wasn't wearing the glasses." Even though the doctor's like, "Yeah, you don't need it for reading or anything," and I'm like, "Well, that's
eye
proven
strain.
false." Because I'm like the letters become less like there's a double of the letter. They're just like a faint. It's very faint, but no, not super fun.
You don't have to focus as hard.
Yeah, what is
Your
my seat on the airplane?
eyes are a type of muscle, so or there are muscles in your eyes. Either way.
I think you said there's arm muscles in your eye, and I'm like, no.
No, hopefully not.
I know that one. That one. I'm not very good at bio, but that is incorrect. Yes, there's much more purple in the picture you sent.
Yeah, my weekend was good. It was fine. It was me and the children because their spring break has started. I think I spent a good bit of the weekend going over an outline for a story and discussing it. Oh, that reminds me. So sometimes, because of the way I talk about things, I imagine that people, especially specific kinds of people who enjoy media and interact with it in a very different way than I do, they'll be like, I'll be like, yeah, I have a very analytical mind, so like my brain never turns off when I'm like watching stuff, so that's why I hate spoilers and everything. And they'll be like, oh, I couldn't do that, like I just have to turn my brain off, and it's like I just want to focus and enjoy it. And I'm like, yeah, I too just focus and enjoy it. And I imagine that they think that like my conscious thoughts is just always analyzing a character, like a character walks in a scene and my frontal thoughts are like, oh yes, this character is walking in with this, like from the left to the right, that must mean this or that. And it's like, that's not how I'm engaging with it at the front. I That's probably what's going on subconsciously. But I bring this up because like, oh, hi Morgan. Um because my critique partner was like, all right, I need to go over the outline with you and stuff. And I read the outline, but during the actual reading and everything, I have like no conscious analytical thoughts. Like I am just vibing. I am just reading it to read. If something sticks out to me as weird, then I like mentally note it or write it down, but otherwise like I'm just chilling. So I'm sitting there and like I'm on the edge of a brain fog, and I'm like, do I even make a good critique partner? I'm like, I don't know. I'm like, they're gonna want to ask questions about their character and this and that, and I'm like, and I do see. I'm like, I really haven't sat down. Like, I haven't thought about any of this. I am so unprepared for this critique partner meeting. I don't know what I'm gonna do. And then the moment they were like, okay, but like, what about this like chapter? And I was like, well, the purpose of this chapter, and I'm like, it's like this chapter and this chapter actually kind of serve the same purpose, so they could be combined. And I like go deep into it, and I was like, when did I have all these like, where did these come from? When did I have time to think these things? And I was just so happy to have those answers ready in my brain. Like, because what I thought was going to have to do is they were going to have to ask me, I was going to have to reread the sections that are like relevant, right? I thought it was going to be a much more drawn out process just because of how fucked brain fog has made my brain and has made me being aware of my own thoughts and stuff in my brain. So then to have that conversation and to just have it pull out like that, I'm like, no, I do know what the fuck I'm doing. Like I am good. It's just it has on a level become second nature for me to log these thoughts and analyze these things. Like it was always kind of, but like I think I've leveled up, damn it. And I'm like, after all these years, I felt very valid.
That is good.
Which is also a great deep contrast to earlier when I was not in prepared work mode and I joined Work and Chill. And you're like, hey, so about this hand. And I'm like, no, I am not here to work. I am here to ranch. To keep you company, and I'm going to ranch.
I typed up the edits for the chapter so far. I did like 4 pages of edits typed up. And hypothetically, I am going to do writing now, but I don't think I am, honestly. To be 100% transparent, I don't think I'm going to write more.
You should read Laura's zine.
I have read some of it. Not the whole thing. But maybe I'll just play Minecraft. No.
No Minecraft. I don't. You must do other things. I don't know. I still have to read Laura's zine because every time I have a moment, like I take it with me, and every time I have a moment to read it, I'm like, no, but what if it gets wet? And then I put it back.
Yeah, it is.
Like with a book, I give no fucks. So I'm like, my book's a little damaged. It's fine. With the library book, I'm more careful about it. But no, with the zine, I'm like, it's so precious. I can't let it get hurt.
It's sitting on my bookshelf next to my Taylor Swift quotes. It's like a little red book.
My daughter opened it, and she went to like go to fold and close it, and I was like, just let me do it. Just let me show you how. Like, don't hurt it.
Is a zine a thing, or is that just my brain?
A zine is a thing.
I know, but is a zine a thing? Because every time anyone says zine, I'm like zine, and I'm like, what is this?
No, it's from the word magazine.
Okay.
So a zine could be. I would just assume a zine. Zine is how some people pronounce zine.
Okay.
But yeah, no, zines were. Well, do you know what zines were before I go into the origin of zines?
A little pamphlet.
Yeah, essentially little pamphlets.
Yeah.
That I think fandom started them. It used to be like Star Trek zines and Zelda zines and stuff like that, and it was just like fan clubs would send out the pamphlets and stuff.
I have I don't know, there's some comic artists I follow that they post.
That's right, JC. It was specially made by Laura.
Maybe it's like Vine in my head, and so it's Zine because it's short.
To be fair, the pronunciation for it, like the way it's spelled, it looks like it would be Zine. But because it is from the word magazine, that is why it is zine.
Our group chat is just blowing up with me getting childed. I said I know it's not. I'm not arguing for it. I was just asking if there is a thing called a zine.
They're just being old men in a chair. On their lawns. Because like I said, if you just look at the word and you have no context for what the word is, a lot of English speakers would just default to zine. But because we are old and grew up in the ancient ways, we recognize that the word is zine. So
yeah, the magazine thing makes sense.
Yeah. I argue it still does not make sense, even in the word magazine. What visual cue in that word makes me know the I should be an E sound. Please explain to the dyslexic. But either way, I have learned long ago that English doesn't give a fuck about any phonetic rules, and so I am not hung up over it. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Oh, then why are you like, is that? I think she's just asking if.
I'm trying to figure out why literally every time someone says zine, my brain goes zine. And I'm like, I know that's not it. You can stop. But it's like zine.
The same reason your brain was trying, not you, but your brain was trying to argue with me that clink is not an onomatopoeia.
Yeah. It is. But then
JC says she can't explain. I argue that it only, well, not argue, but like I reason that it only makes perfect sense. I think zine, and then I think short for Meg. Oh, that's what you mean, the word connection. Okay, not the. All right, I see where I misunderstood.
If I wanted to do a short version of magazine, I would go mag, which is what it's referred to in like guns, I think. But
yeah, I'm like.
But a zine, it would not be on the table for the shortening. I understand it conceptually, but no.
Hi, Lisa. Welcome to the sprints. What is it you would like me to yell at you to do that you will ignore and do something else anyway?
Wow. Hey, not everyone is me. Exactly, Blake. Blake gets me.
Yeah.
But yeah, Mag don't talk to me, JC. Mag.
Yeah, it's because of the association. Okay, it's all right. I think for us old people, and anybody in chat who is above like the age of 29, and you're like, I'm not old. You are old comparatively to the new generation. Accept it. It's a comparative thing. But yeah, I hear mag, and I think someone's talking about again. The word mag sounds like a lot of words that my generation and up would have associated with more adult things, not sexual adult, just like adult things. Yes, seasoned. But such as like the
British word for
mag slash magazine. Well, hold on, mag slash magazine for a gun, because those are also magazines. Also the British slang for a cigarette slash slur. There's a lot more things that like my brain would associate mag with when it goes like that. But where like zine is more like I don't want to say edgy. It's like a hip marketing thing, right? Like get the new zine and all of that.
Maybe that for me is
also Magnum PI was a thing, and so that's just
zine does give trying to be hip. Like it reeks of it. But I feel like
also the ones for teens were teen zines.
Okay, but I think for like a mag, I can imagine. I know you guys aren't this old. First of all, don't come at me. I know you aren't this old, but I can imagine someone in like Grease, the musical, being like, "Ah, you got the mag."
Grease the musical. It's a very different Grease.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking that too, Sam, but then I would have really sounded old. Like, it's fine. Hey, one of the things, many of us also grew up in 3-generational homes, so some of our influences legit come from people who grew up in, like, the 19... How old is my grandfather?
All of you grew up in the 19...
Hush you.
I don't know. 50s.
I'm not done yet. I think he's... Yeah, the 1940s plus, right? So we were like in households with people in the 1940s plus. I actually knew my great-grandparents. So literally some of my old-timey 1920s words and stuff I genuinely could have picked up from my great-grandma who I visited and now have some of her knickknacks in the house. So, yeah. Zine was hip for I need to stop clicking on things. Yes, Lisa, I think, like I said, it was one of those like hip trendy words at the time.
And I think that's why for me, my brain's like, ugh, when I hear it every time, is because Not that I think millennials are cringe, but it I don't know, it just makes me cringe a little. Not using it because it makes sense. Again, it's just every time I hear it, my brain goes, no, we're not doing that. But I know it's correct.
It's the spirit of your generation sitting on your shoulder, because your generation is currently in the early 20s, where the generational mindset is past absolutely being embarrassed by everything with the upper generations, and it's just now you're out of touch. So
I'm out of touch? Oh.
no. All right, so
I am out of touch, but
yeah. See, it's, in my opinion, every generation goes through a mentality pattern toward the generations before it, and the generations before them go through a mentality pattern towards the generations below them, and it all coincides with just age ranges.
Mm-hmm.
Like when a generation becomes teenagers, all of a sudden this generation, they don't believe in hard work, they're so like emotional, all these other things, and it's like, you mean just the teenage stage? So it's just stuff like that. Lisa said also our generation is like 28 now, so we are all out of touch.
Yeah, the last millennials are all in their 30s, which means 20s are all Gen Z now.
Yeah.
But
I said in your 20s.
Yeah.
Okay. just checking myself. I was like alpha's in their teens now, not.
Yeah. I don't have beef with millennials. Well, I do, but only specific ones. Just kidding.
Yeah, see, JC's like, to be fair, CB, your generation doesn't appreciate a lot of things from older generations that they should. And I just feel that's very on par for once a generation hits their 20s. So.
Okay.
Not that you don't know things from previous, but like that's because the 20s is around the time when like a generation is really making their mark and cementing their identity as a generation, and so that's kind of like when they go through a pattern. From what I have noticed, I have no empirical evidence of this or anything, but in kind of when they start rejecting the identities of previous generations. And because the millennial generation is the one that came, yeah, I see your comment, babe. I'll say it, but yeah, since the millennial generation is the one that came right before Gen Z, I think that's why they get the most like, you're so uncool. Even though a lot of current fashion trends are recycled millennial trends. Also, the term zine, as Chris pointed out, is older than Gen Y as a term. Zines, I want to say Star Trek was the first zine, wasn't it?
Star Trek. Approved.
Which, that's not the silent or... Star Trek's either Boomer or X. Also, you threw me off when you said Gen Y. I'm like, who the fuck is Gen Y? It's I. We are Gen Y.
I think it's funny that Gen X they don't get a fun title. Gen X was time to come into our fun title, but Gen X just like didn't. I think they technically have something, but no.
Yeah, I'll have to. I don't want to say and be wrong. I'll have to look it up.
That's my parents, or Gen X.
Lisa considers herself a cusper, part of the micro-gen. Yeah, I think you're a zillennial. Would be that micro-gen.
Yeah. I don't think that the time you were born makes you better or worse than anyone else. That's when people start talking about generations, and they're like, or even like, you guys don't get it. This is the aesthetic if you were born in the insert time here. And then they show a bunch of stuff, and it's people born 10 years later being like, yeah, that was still around, guys. That's just childhood. That's just childhood in this like 30-year chunk. But yeah, but I know like people my age are now doing it to Alpha, and I'm just like, so it's not a generational thing, or it's not a thing that a certain generation does, and I just
No.
don't get
That's
having.
like I said, that's why I think it's a I think there's the generational mindsets, and it really just kind of matches stages of life. That's what I was.
Yeah, I saw. Speaking of generation, I saw someone call Smosh millennial humor, and I love Smosh. I enjoy Smosh, but for like a different reason than I think they're originally. Like their fucking mission statement is like comedy with friends or something like that. Something about a comedy through the power of friendship. And I'm like, hell yeah, it is. And I like their little, I've been watching their game shows, like them playing games. And I'm like, it just feels like watching some group of friends play games. Or the Smosh reacts to Reddit stories. That's funny. It's just like people talking in the background. I don't watch, and I've watched some of their sketch comedy, but I don't watch their try not to laugh as much because it's not super my brand of comedy, but I know it has like a lot of haters, but it's also like their most popular show and kind of what saved their company. So I'm like, hell yeah, keep making it. Even though like I'll watch clips of it and I'll be like, that's funny, but it's hard for me to sit down and watch the whole episode.
Same.
Unless I'm in a certain mood. But I even last night and this morning I watched like 3 of their card game shows because I just think it's fun. And so that's the kind of thing where I'm like, I don't love when it's like shitting on something for being a certain age or something like that. I mean, this is so like, haha, I'm better than you. I don't look down on, but I still it gives me the like irks me when people are like shit on something just because they're made by people of a certain age. But yeah, that's my little TED talk. Sam's frozen, so I'm wondering if I'm frozen or her. And I thought she just didn't care about what I was saying at first. So chat can let us know which one of us was actually frozen for that.
It was probably me.
Okay. The way your face froze made it look like you just do not give a fuck about what I'm saying, and I was like, I thought I was
that wasn't it.
Each other kind of point.
It just froze me on a bad point. No, I was actually gonna say I want to I want to catch up on chat real quick, and then yeah. JC thinks she was an old soul because she always preferred things from her mother's gen to hers, but also got heavily teased for being into older generation stuff. Yeah, I think part of that also too is like could be what media like if we grew up in indulging in our parents' media as well, or if our parents only like showed us the kids shows of our generation and stuff, that could have a hand in it too.
I used to get bullied as a child for not knowing shows that my peers went because I wasn't allowed to watch or Nickelodeon live action shows or the Disney Channel live action shows, which I've talked about. Now I'm like kind of thankful because there's a lot of people's childhood entertainment got put in a very dark light after that, because my parents like got the ick from watching those shows before they would let us watch them, and they're like, no, we're not showing our kids this, which I'm okay with, but I did get like bullied / teased for not being allowed to watch those shows as a kid, and like not understanding cultural references and stuff, or like modern music, and like it bothered me as a kid. So but I think that's just a generational thing. Like you don't understand the thing of your generation, and then I was never connected to the things of my generation. So
yeah. Chris said I was gonna say something else, but you went somewhere else. Zines apparently have been around since 1920. I gotta look more into those.
My brain, something about that clicks more in my brain than it being like, I don't know. So I'm not even millennials.
See, hold on, no. If it was when she thought it was a millennial thing, she judges it. But now that it's a 1920s thing, no, I'm kidding.
No, it felt old, and I'm like, it doesn't feel old enough to just be from 20, 30 years ago. So I'm actually shitting on fucking flappers. So none of y'all are still alive, so I can shit on you all day.
Yeah, JC wanted to know about Gen Y. Yeah, they're the latchkey kids. Then Gen X sounds awesome. We were not called Gen Y before, but okay. No, we were Gen Y. We were Gen Y. Yeah, we were millennials were Gen Y pre 2010, pre 2000. Sorry. Yeah, we were Gen Y pre 2000 because we became millennials after the new millennium hit. So that, but before that, we were Gen Y. That has always been our letter. It was an alphabet. Lisa said, I mean, yes and no. If you were born in like 1720, you probably have some opinions that are not cool, but in general, I think you're right, other than factoring societal progress. Smosh is deeply millennial, and I love them. I don't necessarily love scripted videos, and sometimes they are so millennial in their scripting, but I really enjoy their unscripted stuff. Then there was the Frozen debate of which of us was Frozen. Sam was giving nonchalant and uninterested. That was not what I meant. It just froze at a bad time. Those were great shows. You couldn't have been bullied for that CB. That's terrible. Oh, you shouldn't have, not couldn't have.
You should have.
Oh my God.
Die. Yeah. But I watched some Hannah Montana that I'm older.
I'm almost caught up.
Okay, sorry.
Lisa said, I watched very limited amounts of Disney and remember feeling deeply out of touch when I was sheltered. Chris said it's cooler to her because they were bopping and stuff talking about zines. What's in between X and Z? I have not heard the term Gen Y until recent years. I mean, that's fair. However old you were before 2000, they might not have necessarily referred to us as a generation before 2000. I was only 10. So...
I watched Dog with a Blog a little. I watched Good Luck Charlie when I would like go over to my friends' houses and we'd sneak it because the parents knew I wasn't allowed to watch it. But those were like fairly light ones. But I didn't watch any of the Dan Schneider stuff, luckily. But I did watch when I got like mid-teens, late teens. I did end up watching a little bit of Zack and Cody and Hannah Montana, and I was like, oh, I would have loved this as a child. Like Hannah Montana, you know I love Secret Identities.
Yes.
To the point where I'm like, I'm an adult now, and I kind of want to sit down and watch Hannah Montana. But the episodes I did watch, I was like, no, I actually don't have the bandwidth. But I keep getting Hannah Montana edits on my For You page because she's going on the tour for 20 years now. So I might watch the Hannah Montana movie. Because my phone
the movie itself is just like very Hallmark. So if you like Hallmark movies, it's fine.
Yeah. Well, I don't particularly, but whatever.
So I love Hallmark movies. I don't care how cheesy and out of touch some of them are.
I mean, I don't like hate them, but I don't love them. Like, I'll watch them. My mom likes them a lot, and I'll watch them with my mom.
Lisa said Hannah Montana was very relevant during her early childhood. JC hated Hannah Montana, and Chris said that's a younger millennial show, not an older.
Yes. Yeah. No.
I too was more Lizzie McGuire girl.
Hannah Montana.
I watched anything that came on the TV. I was not picky.
Yeah, no, I was really young when Hannah Montana was happening, and then, yeah. But I watched other shows as a kid about genocide. Avatar: The Last Airbender.
I was very concerned for a hot second.
I just always, that's funny that I watched that. But my older brother and I are going to get Avatar: The Last Airbender matching tattoos because we loved it as a kid, as kids, and we love it now. But yeah, I watched Xena, obviously a child-appropriate show, and Linda Carter's Wonder Woman.
My sister and I we to this day, if I say negative things.
Oh, she froze again. CV, why are you into strong brunettes? Well, look at what I watched as a child. She's frozen again. I didn't watch High School Musical until I was way too old to watch High School Musical. And then I was not too old to watch it, but too old to admit that I enjoyed it. And then but not old enough to be like, hell yeah, that was fun. So I was like, "Ugh, this is what you guys have been being so dramatic about? It's beneath me." Because I was like 15 or something. Um, uh, so but they're fun. From what I've seen, I mean, like I've seen 3 of them. I don't know. I watched them maybe when I wasn't. Maybe I watched them at like 14. But anyways, I was like, oh, because they'd been hyped up so much my whole life. And I even love musicals. So
I'm not 100% certain what we're talking about because
High School Musical.
Oh, High School Musical's got some bopping, some good soundtracks and stuff.
Yeah, there's only 3 of them. But Zach and Cody, I watched when Riverdale started because I watched a little bit of Riverdale.
We're all in this together. Oh, Bet on It is a great one too. Bet on It.
They're fun.
He had, like, Troy's actor had so much fucking, you could tell he had fun doing that treat. He's like, that's not who I am. He looked like he had so much fun doing that. But what I was trying to say before I got disconnected was that my sister and I, if we start talking and I even remotely say anything negative about Aang, we will immediately go into a debate about it because she and I are apparently on 2 very different sides of the internet, and she is so tired of the Aang hate, and I'm like, you know what kind of main characters I hate though, and like what I hate about them, and she's like, he is a child, and I'm like, I know, but that doesn't fix things.
I loved Aang as a kid, so I'm not going to get into this with you.
And I'm like, that doesn't change certain hypocrisies that happen. And she's like, you have a point, but that's not.
I never ship, and probably never will, Katara and Zuko.
That's fine. That has nothing to do with my feelings.
I know, but usually people who hate Aang are like, no, Katara should have ended up with Zuko, and I'm like, those are 2 different conversations, and I disagree with both of your points. But.
To be fair, I don't hate Aang. I hate Aang as the protagonist, which are 2 different things. No, I hate any time, and Avatar just happened to do this. Anytime a main character is like, I can't kill because killing is wrong and I shouldn't kill people, even if me killing this one person would save hundreds of thousands of lives. I myself cannot kill people. Oh, but look, something I caused to happen has killed dozens of these nameless NPCs and we're just never going to address it. And
I'm like, called bad writing.
I'm like, you have blood on your hands, and you know what? They are a fictional character, and I can be angry about it.
Yes. I think that Aang, he's a well-written... I also don't like when a character's like, oh, I can't kill. But I'm more okay with it when Aang does it, because part of it, he's like, this is against my religion and stuff. And because he's 12. But... yeah, I also dislike that trope the vast majority of times. It's like how I dislike when a character gives up their powers at the end to save the day.
I don't necessarily agree with the idea of just because I left them alive means that I had the moral high ground. I'm like,
Yes, I also.
So you have essentially magically paralyzed this man. You have ripped apart a basic, important part of his
I'm glad we did not kill the Fire Lord because man deserves torture.
But that's not the point.
That's not why Aang's approaching it like that.
But that's the thing. I don't think that, like, mercy killing is a thing. And yeah, also hold on. Aang's not okay killing himself, right? But yeah. he's okay with his friends killing enemy soldiers. Just fucking bring Sokka. Let Sokka do it. I would say Zuko, but that's the spot. That's the whole other thing. Just bring Sokka.
Bring his father. Sokka can kill the Fire Lord. I believe in him.
Yes, Sokka. Bring our newly battle-hardened warrior from childhood who has so much motivation and reason for ending him, and let him
Chop that guy's head off.
Aang's sword. Because you know what? That happens a lot. And
Yeah.
I actually gel with that dynamic when we have a main character who, for one reason or another, the narrative wants to keep pristine. And so they have a really good friend who's like, I do your dirty work for you.
Yeah,
So that you
even
don't.
Katara can kill the Fire Lord. She'd probably a little too much. Maybe she shouldn't. I think she would also feel bad
She's
about it.
already done some shit. She need to calm down. I think if she
Yeah,
killed the Pharaoh, that would just be too much for her character arc.
I think she would like
Poor Lisa.
would negatively impact her, even though she's totally justified in killing him. But
So,
I think Sokka should kill her.
So that's why I said Aang as a character.
I also don't want her to kill him because she's also like so young. I know it's like a difference of 3 years, but something about a 12-year-old versus a 15-year-old killing someone.
Like I said, I don't dislike Aang as a person. He's a kid. He's sweet. He's charming. He's going through a lot of things. I just hate him as a protag. I hate him as the protagonist. That's all. JC said Sam. RP hasn't watched Avatar until last year, and he actually hasn't finished it yet.
Ooh, well,
see K-Con from Avatar 2. This is hilarious. Lisa needs to shower. This poor woman. Okay. All right. We'll do our first sprint as soon as I block that person.
After talking about Avatar, I'm kind of hyped to write. We just need to
talk about Avatar. There you go. 3, 2, 1, go. Hello. And we have a Laura.
That's what you think.
The Avatar sent anxiety benders after me, and that was very rude.
Oh.
For shitting on his name. See me, don't look at me confused. You were there for the conversation. But so how did you guys do that sprint? Obviously, we have acquired a Laura. She has joined us.
Hi, Laura.
Hello.
I responded to a writing question, and then chatted with my roommate, and then ate a little, and did nothing else.
I answered a world building question that I had received over the weekend and hadn't had time to look at it. Not because I was doing anything other responsible. Oh, which, by the way, if y'all don't know yet, I made a new channel called Sam Gone Rogue, which is where I will be streaming Let's Plays.
Oh.
Theoretically, an hour at a time. While there is no consistency or like actual dedicated plan to it, I do hope that if I can be like, oh, let me go stream playing Fields of Mystria for an hour, and then it'll get me up and out of my room at the very least. But yes, so if you're interested in watching me farm, you can go there. I already have a poll up because I was like, what kind of farmer y'all want to see me make? And it goes from very simple to hyper specific quite easily.
Yeah.
I also read all of Laura's travels because I got the zine.
Yay!
And as I said, you weren't here when I said this, Laura, but I was like, I kept trying to read it like I'd take it with me, and I'd be like, oh, well, I'm going to be sitting in the doctor's office. I can read it or something, and I take it, and then I take it out, and then I'm like, but what if it gets hurt? And I put it So, also, CB was jealous that I got the black cat.
Yeah.
But I was like, that's my familiar. Laura knew what she was doing. It's fine.
It was a box of 100 bookstore postcards that I bought.
Ooh, fun time.
So I think they're all different.
I also have to. Chris pointed out Pacquion from Avatar 2, the movie James Cameron's Avatar 2. I forgot what they were. They were these sentient whale things, and yes, that was my favorite character. He was my MVP. He was shunned and exiled from his group because he dared to go kill whale hunters after they killed innocent babies and his mother. But because the way that the whale hunt, I don't know how much y'all know about Avatar 2, and while Avatar 3 I wouldn't talk about spoilers, Avatar 2 has been out long enough. Basically what these hunters would do is the mother sentient whales won't leave their babies behind, so they would specifically target those, and then they would kill the moms and just leave the babies there. And I'm like, that's horrific. Y'all suck.
Are you saying the blue people is the better Avatar? Chris, don't. Chris.
Whoa, that is a hot take.
Not in the fucking house.
I'm sitting here like he's probably just trolling, and then I'm like, he does like Avatar. But also, I don't know if he actually likes Avatar or if he just likes to troll about it, so I need to ask him. Chris said the statute of limitations for spoilers done spoiled for Avatar 1. It's okay, Lisa.
I remember seeing the first one in theater in 3D. It was awesome.
Babe, did we? Some 3D technology works for me, some don't. So I don't remember if we went and saw it in theaters or not. We did not see the second one in theaters.
I'm not saying it isn't good.
Bella
he's-
just got home. He might be speaking like critically, like as far as success and stuff goes, not necessarily.
Mhm.
Do you know what movie I'm sad that I saw in theaters?
What?
The Last Airbender.
Yeah, that's
Opening
I
night.
saw
Dang it!
there. I saw a
Come
preview where old boy was saying a name wrong, and I was like, I cannot handle that in the big screen. I'll wait.
I don't think I saw trailers. I think I avoided them.
Most trailers I see are not on purpose, or they are previewed by my sister and was like, you have to watch this because I said so, and I'm like, you know the danger that you are living in. But RP finished the Magic the Gathering stuff needed to do, and now he can write the next couple sprints. Nice. What's multi-billion-dollar? That was Avatar. It pioneered new 3D tech.
Yes,
On a personal level, husband of mine, do you like the Avatar movie? Do you like it? Now, is it critically
Unobtainium.
not
Who
is it
doesn't like it?
influential? On a personal preference and taste level, do you like it?
It's enjoyable. I'm just saying.
It's
the better.
enjoyable, but it's no Zuko.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh no!
I'm
See, y'all are saying more nice things about Avatar, that James Cameron's Avatar, than I would. So
I haven't read Blue
my favorite part of that
People.
movie was making fun of it.
I haven't read Blue People Avatar fan fiction, but I have read Avatar fan fiction for the show.
Is that a tier for you?
I can't
Yes.
say that.
Okay.
I did look for some, and it was just all blue people porn. And I was like,
Oh
Makes
no,
sense.
RP, we were talking about ATLA. He knows we were talking about ATLA. I married a troll. Fear not. He was.
He lives under a bridge.
No, he doesn't
He
live
collects-
under a bridge.
He collects tolls.
you haven't seen all of Avatar: The Last Airbender. You're not allowed.
Why are you surprised?
I'm just disappointed in him.
You only saw the start of Korra. Oh no!
I like Korra.
When did
I did
Avatar
not as when I was like 11,
come out?
because they killed everyone off, and I can't handle that. And I, on principle, don't like sequels. But
I don't care when it premiered on Netflix. When did it come out on
they
TV?
erased soccer from existence. But I do like the person Korra, the fictional person.
Okay, so Avatar: The Last Airbender came out in 2005. My husband was 17. He was not the age demographic for this cartoon.
I was 15 and I still loved it.
I was.
Well, yeah, but all I'm saying is that, like, yeah, when you're not the actual target demographic for a show, you cannot be judged for if you did not actually participate in said media. But it just, like, and we're not judging anybody outside the target demographic who did. I'm just saying.
I'm judging him for comparing them when he hasn't seen one of them.
That's
what I'm judging.
You two. I have these conversations with him all the time. He does not care.
I do. But yeah, I was
What's changed?
when it came out, so.
I have a very whiny boy right next
I
to me.
know.
Aren't you?
Go away. What is this? Okay, am I the only one seeing the big thing on screen?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, then I can just ignore it. It's fine. There we go. It went away. He's seen book 1 and book 3, which is funny because I've seen book 1 and most of book 3. We have no knowledge of book 2.
That's insane.
The finale of book 2 blew me away.
I can't even.
We watched book 1, and then the next time we saw an episode, they were in the Fire Nation disguised as Fire Nation people, and we were like,
Go to the play! Go to the play!
like, what the fuck happened?
I can't watch things
And
like
then the
that.
play
can't believe
episode,
you guys
and I was
watch
just, I
the
feel
show
caught
like
up.
that.
I feel like I know where we are now.
I
How do you watch a show?
I watched it on the Nickelodeon website.
CV,
They
you
had
want to
them
know how you
uploaded.
watch a show like that? Streaming is not a thing. You have no
It is
access to
now.
streaming. They play. Okay, I'm in my 30s now. I will rewatch Sailor Moon annually, but I ain't gonna watch a cartoon that I don't really care about.
You have kids that are the demographic.
Okay.
Also, I
Do you
didn't.
know what it's
I
like
have
to
to
get my
do-
children to watch something they didn't suggest? My daughter's like, Mom, I really want to watch Sailor Moon. I'm all fucking excited. I'm hyped. She wants to watch Sailor Moon because she just finished Yu Yu Hakusho, and that's the next anime she wants to tackle. And then she's like, she hears about Promised Neverland. We talk about it a little bit, and she's like, well, I kind of want to watch that. And I'm like, okay, well, we watch some Promised Neverland. Then she's like, okay, that's a bit dark. Can we watch Sailor Moon? I'm like, cool. Sailor Moon will be our cleansing anime. We watch 2 episodes of Sailor Moon. I have been in Darkwing Duck marathon for a month now. She just hard pivoted to Darkwing Duck. I don't know why. She doesn't know why. She's like, I don't even know how I heard about Darkwing Duck, which I'm like, probably your mother. Me and your Uncle Fox make Darkwing Duck references all fucking day. But yeah, I'm
We
all
have
like,
it on DVD.
I want to watch this other completely unrelated show that I think that you'd really like. And she's like, no.
I just don't understand how we've been friends for 6 years and you haven't watched Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Because I don't want to watch it by myself. And we still haven't finished
We have so many
anything
shows.
that's not Yu Yu Hakusho.
Hey, we've definitely finished something else.
Have we?
Yeah,
genuinely.
All of Us Are Dead.
Oh, well, yeah. I feel like that was more because you needed me to finish it.
We've definitely watched something else.
I don't think we've actually finished anything except Fox Bros, but we haven't finished the sequel, and I'm upset about that because I want to finish it.
Yeah.
But it got a lot harder when Amazon took away their watch party feature, made it premium only. They did that when we were in the middle of a fucking episode. We were watch partying an episode. They took away the watch party feature, and we're like, why isn't it working? But yeah, so no, I don't actually think we've finished anything else.
I'm just now thinking of every
What
show.
about that gay Netflix show that wasn't actually gay, but is no, it's definitely gay.
Heartstopper?
No, not that one.
That one's definitely gay.
With the Fox
Red,
fan.
White, and Royal Blue?
We didn't finish that.
Oh, see, we didn't even finish that.
3 episodes into that.
I couldn't remember. That's why I was asking.
We had 2 sessions of watching that.
See? Because I was like, yeah, I'll watch. Oh, and I think I started rewatching it, but then I was like, I'd rather watch a K-drama.
I still need to watch.
Aang and early episode Sokka are hard sells for me, okay?
You only have to get to episode 4, and then he's no longer sexist.
No, but Aang is still a hard sell because I know what he becomes.
I can't actually do this.
I think you would like Toph.
Oh, I love Toph.
The
boulder. The Sam has no feelings about Toph. Toph is 10-10, no notes.
You didn't even watch her season.
But I watched her arc. So maybe I have seen part of book 2. Where does book 2 start?
See, Atla is a low-key fandom of mine. I don't think it is.
Hold on. Where does book 2 start?
I don't remember.
Chris is like a thing born before the internet. Yeah, it has one of the best redemption arcs with Zuko that I've ever seen. It does. I'll give
How
that.
did you know that? You didn't watch the season that is his.
Because I watched analysis.
The climax of season 2.
I've watched series analysis. I know things. That's part of why I don't have to watch it. I know the story beats.
I'm gonna go throw up at that. I know the story beats, so I don't have to watch it. Yeah,
That's
it's
like
not
what I do
English
for
class.
50
Not
Shades.
grade.
Nobody has told me where book 2 starts.
The end of, or before they enter, they just leave the Water Tribe, the Northern Water Tribe.
Oh, so book 2 starts really early.
I mean, 30% through the show.
They have to find Toph. Okay.
They have to find an Earthbend master.
I got through Toph's arc, and
like meeting Toph, and then did you get to Bossing Say?
the last thing I know of is when they go into the desert, like before Appa's stolen.
Okay, so you didn't get to Bossing Say.
I feel like I've seen Boss Sing Say though.
Well, it might be in one of your recap videos. Or Iroh and Zuko get to Bossing Say before the group.
All right, episode 1 of season 2.
I know that Iroh's tea shop in Boss Sing Say. I saw that.
Is the Avatar
The
state.
or the tea shop that he works at, because those are two different places.
All right, it's where they meet King Boomy. Season 1 or season 2.
No, I've
1.
seen King Boomy. I've seen that part.
King Boomy introduction is pre.
You also have to remember I watched it on cable TV, so it might not have
Episode 2 is the Cave of Two Lovers.
I've seen the Cave of Two. I've seen Secret Tunnel.
Yes.
Bella thinks I missed the last 9 episodes. I might have.
But I also watched it pre-internet. I watched the discs.
That's not the same as catching it on cable.
I caught random episodes on cable, and then I went to college, sat down for 3 days straight on the Nickelodeon website, and watched every episode in order.
Yeah, and I did not do that. So, no, all I was saying is, so I might have seen the episodes, but I just might have seen them out of order, which is why it feels like the disjointed, because it's like, oh, well, I've seen that episode, but I haven't seen this episode. And you're like, but that happens after this. And I'm like, I cannot help you. But I know for a fact I've seen the Boomy episodes. Look at Fancy Pants Sneaky here, disc.
How is that fancy? I mean,
most people I know just call them DVDs or Blu-rays.
Yeah, I said DVDs earlier, but people weren't paying attention to me, so I reset it.
I cannot be held responsible for anything I miss because of the internet.
No, it's fine.
Fox agrees. Disc sets are pretty fancy.
It wasn't a disc set. It was unmarked discs.
Chris says you know how much a box set costs.
It was not a box set.
She's saying they were of questionable origin, probably taped.
Yeah, you can't pick when and choose when I'm on your side, but Fox is on my side.
No, Fox agreed that disc sets are pretty fancy.
All of the paragraph before that are Fox messages that are agreeing with me.
I can get the complete series on Blu-ray for $25.
To be fair, I'm not bad at finishing anything when it comes to media. I am quite good at finishing everything I've ever started when it comes to watching or reading things.
I don't finish everything I ever started.
Yeah, you said you didn't say you had bootlegs. Bootlegs are a very different beast from official discs.
They were bootlegs. There was a set.
To be fair, she also didn't say they were official DVDs. I think she was trying not to air out her parents' sketchy.
Yeah. there was like a phase where I wouldn't watch the last episode of TV shows. Like I didn't watch the last episode of like Constantine when I was like binging on the CW website, and I just didn't watch the last one because I was like, then it won't end.
There was one show where it was the Vincenzo. I got all the way. I had one episode left, but I had to go to bed, and I was sitting here like, because these episodes are long, and I'm like, I'm not finishing it right now. And the next day, I was like, I don't want to see what was gonna happen. And so they had just killed off the one character I had been sticking around for, and I was like, I don't think I care anymore. And then a month or two later, I was like, wait, I haven't finished this series yet. Why haven't I finished Vincenzo? And then I put the episode on, and I'm like, that's why. That's you killed my motherfucker.
Hamlet?
I just got asked what my favorite movie snack is, and I'm like, I don't know. Whatever's within arm's reach.
Popcorn, root beer, Junior Mints.
Oh, movie theater versus like watching a movie. I feel like they're different.
If I'm watching a movie at home, for me, I usually, if I eat while I watch a movie, I just eat a meal.
Yeah.
Chips and salsa.
I love popcorn, but I also said chips and salsa. But I haven't been eating it because it's been getting stuck in my gums a lot recently, and then it'll be like 3 days of pain before I spend like 20 minutes trying to get something out, and then eventually gets out, and then it's like another day of pain. But I'm like, popcorn isn't that good. I don't need it that much.
Like Chris said, meanwhile, I just have 3 3-hour movies to worry about. Lord of the Rings.
Lord of the Rings is...
Okay, so my husband had this tradition where he watched Lord of the Rings every year during Christmas, during the time that he's home from work, right? And as we exist in the same room, I also watch Lord of the Rings every year at Christmas with him. This year, he wasn't going to do it. And I was like, no, we have to. So it's like, it is our thing now. Yeah. I have to see them take the ring to Mordor. Everybody famously knows I am not a big Lord of the Rings fan. Like, it's fun.
He's talking about the Avatar movies.
But, say that again?
He's talking about the Avatar movies.
Oh. We haven't watched the third one yet.
I haven't watched the second one.
I enjoyed the third Avatar movie. I don't
really care. I mean, it's fine. I don't have anything against it. I think it's really interesting the way they make it, but I don't really care.
You know what? Sorry, this just popped into my head and may save you from having to defend your apathy toward the Avatar. Is two of my favorite people to just watch be salty or be sassy at each other is my husband and my daughter.
Okay.
And we will be watching a movie or something on like Tubi or Disney or just something that's all like the lowest tier has ads. And you're like, all right, whatever. You know, Chris and I, we're like, it's just commercials. If anything, they're shorter than commercials by far. Yeah. So we just sort of deal with them. My daughter acts like they have stabbed her in the leg personally every time an ad comes up, without fail. And my husband will start being like, now, if it's just me and him, he too will bitch about ads, but more like the frequency of ads and stuff, right? Or like, we're especially good at this, or pausing it to go to the bathroom or pausing it to go get a drink, sitting down, and the moment you hit play, there's an ad.
Yeah.
But he will act as if he has never had an issue with ad before in his life when he talks to my daughter, and he'll be like, it's not that bad. And she's like, what? And he's like, yeah, at least it's not a commercial. And now she started saying the things before he can. She's like, I know you had to deal with 5-minute commercials. And she's like, but I'm not you, and I didn't have to deal with
Barma old. Such not a flattering screenshot, but fine.
Fox takes the most flattering screenshots ever, always. Okay, so Chris says it's easier to keep up versus an animated series. I think he was talking movies versus the other thing. If that was in reference to me and CB finishing things, though, we have not started any series, any show, or anything that was not already complete. So we have not that excuse.
Arcane, we watched that together, the first season. And then we did catch up with it, and then another season.
It doesn't count because no, we did. We watched. Okay, all right. Season 1 of Arcane can count.
We watched the complete first season together.
For some reason, I thought we just watched season 1 and got into season 2, and I'm like, wait, no.
No. Remember, because I don't remember anything that fucking happened in season 1.
Yeah, that's fair.
And every time someone walks on screen, I'm like, I don't know who you are. I like totally feel like the meme of the dad that like walks into the room and is like, oh, what are you guys watching? And then just like, who's that? Why'd they say that? Where are we? Every time we watch Arcade, because I'm like, I've got nothing.
RP said, loved the first James Cameron Avatar. Hasn't been able to watch the second or third ones yet. Chris said she won't watch Dinosaur again. I didn't know she watched Dinosaur the first time. Why won't she watch Dinosaur again? RP said it's one of those things I want to watch, but we'll probably never actually sit down to watch. Yeah. Well, I have to be careful what I tell my daughter that I will or that I do or don't want to watch, and why I do or don't want to watch anything, because if she hears me say I don't want to watch something or I didn't like something when I was younger because it was sad, it will be our next viewing. It will be the next thing on our watch list. She's
got it out for you.
She's a menace. We were like talking about Ghibli films, and I'm like, yeah, Grave of the Fireflies is the only Ghibli film I will never watch. And she was like, well, why won't you watch it? And I explained to her that the basic premise of Grave of the Fireflies, and I was like, and really the only purpose to watching that movie, in my opinion, is to like essentially learn about some of the travesties and the seriousness of World War II and what happened in Japan. And I'm like, and I don't need that. I already been through that education. I am quite confident in my understanding and empathy to those sides of things, to the point I just hear what it's about. And I'm like, no, thank you. I'm like, but I said the only exception that me or your Aunt Tabby made to that rule is if one of you 3 kids wants to watch it, I would watch it with you. So she wants to watch it. But now the fruit can, like in Grave of the Fireflies, they have this tin of fruit drops, and that's now a special thing between me and her. And they started selling them at my international market, and it was funny because I saw them and I could not remember how I knew what they were. I was just like, yeah. I know those fruit drops. And I'm like, but why do I know those fruit drops? And I don't know. I was excited. I was like, kids, they're fruit drops. My sons had no idea why the fuck I was so excited about the fruit drops. I was like, am I making this up in my head? My daughter, she goes, it's the Grave of the Fireflies candy. I was like, that's what it is. She was then excited. And like
one of my film classes was describing it. We were doing like, oh, this is what we're writing and this is what it's like, the comps. And they said Grave of the Fireflies, and the entire class went, no, we don't want to talk about your script, actually. She's like, no one wants to do Kevin's work. No one wants to be paired up with Kevin to let me hear about this.
Kevin, why would you do that? Like, it wasn't as...
I haven't seen it yet.
I know, I'm just saying, for me, it wasn't as horrific as I thought it was gonna be, which is good because it's a Ghibli film, so I still think it's digestible for children.
Yeah. But yeah.
I just don't like to be sad. Also, with like fucking kids movies, she like Never Ending Story. I'm like, oh, she's like sick with a fever, right? And she's going through it, and I'm like, oh, I love Ferngully, and she's like, why? I'm like, I don't remember. It just made me happy. I'm like, I think it was all Tim Curry, though. I think he is the sole reason I liked that movie. We rewatched it. He is, in fact, the sole reason I enjoy that movie. Nothing else about it do I give two fucks about, which is fine. And then, like, we'd go through, and we'd come to a kid's movie, and she's like, I'd be like, oh, I really like that one. And she's like, why? And I'm like, I don't remember. I just remember it made me happy. And she's like, oh, I hated that movie. Like, why? There was a sad part. The Never Ending Story. I will never fucking forgive it. Oh, yes. And I've talked to my mom, and my mom's like, the horse comes back to life at the end. And I was like, the fuck it doesn't. And she's like, yes, it does. She's like, that's a movie from my childhood. She's like, I remember. And I'm like, yo.
Does the horse come back?
So I have to fact check this, because if the horse does in fact come back,
the horse
I
does
may have
not
to
come back.
half forgive. I will still never enjoy that movie because it is just bleak and sad as fuck, but I may forgive it.
I really liked that movie as a child. I watched it. It had a dragon in it. The bar is low for what I enjoy. What I was saying earlier was one of the things I think for Avatar with me, I was young enough where I know factually it's revolutionary and blah, blah, blah. But it came out when I was 6, and I watched it in theater when I was 6. And really every movie is revolutionary when you're 6, because you've never seen anything before. And so it's kind of just always been a thing that media can do. Is make pretty things. So that's like, I know that there's like lower budget things and there's worse done things, and I've seen them, but I'm just like, I know what the peak is, and even though it was the peak and like this new thing at the time, it's just kind of been the best, but like it can be replicated now and for the majority of my life. So
yeah, that was your standard. So
yeah. And my brother is 3 years older than me, and he loves James Cameron's Avatar. And he saw it when he was 9, though. But in 9 is seeing a movie, I feel like, verse 9 and 6,
lesser.
Seeing that like would be mind blowing, because you're like old enough to register that this is different and cool, and you're also 9, and it's pretty colors and giant blue people, so it's cool.
I saw Sigourney Weaver in it, and that was 90% of my care. And she died. And I was like, how dare you? That was my girl.
I think the first thing I ever saw her in was Holes.
She was in Holes. And that might have been the first thing I saw her in. But I didn't know it was her.
She was, I forget, one of my film classes watched a movie with her in it, and they like styled her looking terrible. And one of the people in class, like, she was supposed to look terrible.
Yeah,
like,
no, it was just, I didn't expect it.
And one person sitting next to me turns to me and goes, "You kind of look like her." And I was like Sigourney Weaver, because that's, awesome. And they're like, yeah, the hair. And the hair was the problem. So shortly after that, I did change my hair.
You were like, that's not the compliment you thought it.
Actually, you're insulting me in a way that in a different universe it could be a compliment, but not when you're pointing at that picture and then.
Not even like in a different universe, just in a different context.
Yeah.
In a different movie.
Sigourney Weaver in really any other ever, but not, or even just her in general in that movie, because it's still her, but no, it's specifically the hair, which is the bad part. No.
Avatar came at a time when I was very invested in the cultural war of better graphics versus better storytelling. Because if I remember correctly, the timeline of development, like video games, the PlayStation and Microsoft were focusing on HD and realistic graphics and everything, but some of the games that they were coming out, because they were focusing so much on the aesthetic, the game, the gameplay and the story was like lacking and stuff. And then you had Nintendo on the other side who was all like, no, gameplay is more important. And I'm like, who is saying story is more important? But also these are video games, so I'm kind of on the side of gameplay is best. And so like when James Cameron's Avatar came out and they were like, oh, it's so pretty, I was like, who cares? I was very grumbly about it.
Yeah, I didn't watch Avatar for a really long time, and then I watched it for the first time since I was a small child. Not 6. I probably see it like multiple times between 6 and like 10, but like the first time in where I actually remembered the story. And I watched it and I was like, I was having trouble telling if it's predictable because I watched it so young and it's ingrained in my head, or because it's predictable. And I think it's like a big mix of both. Where I'm like, I knew what's happening next. One, because half the time I can figure out what's happening next when I'm watching something, and half because I have watched this before.
Yeah.
But I still was like, oh, that was a fun watch. But still wasn't like, rah. But that's
which one, Avatar?
All I need is a fun watch, and I will be like, yeah.
Chris wanted to know if the Sigourney Weaver movie was Galaxy Quest.
No, she played it was like a tongue-in-cheek industry movie, and she had red hair in it. I'm trying to look up.
Yeah. You've never seen Holes RP?
Sick.
I think the movie, because we read the book and then we watched the movie in class. Because when back in my day when I was in school, all the movie adaptations were Scholastic's winners. So a lot of what we did was they'd be like, we're going to read the book and then we're going to watch the movie and then we're going to discuss, which, now that I think about it, really explains a lot of how I view adaptations. But so that we read Holes and then we watched the movie, and I will forever have the part of the Holes rap burned into my brain. It's a good song.
Not only was it Scholastic, when I was in school, we read Beowulf. Beowulf came out. We were reading about Rwanda. Hotel Rwanda came out. You could go watch that for extra credit.
They looked at the list of school required reading and said these are our next projects.
Yeah, we
Some
had
producer's child was in
Grapes of Wrath.
Oh, I have it
Pride
stuck
and Prejudice
now. ARMPI to the T. What is that?
What's that? You smell a dog? That's me.
I don't take showers and I don't brush my teeth because all I do is dig holes, eat,
sleep.
I'm trying to find the movie, and it's just all these great pictures of her. I'm like, damn, she's so hot. But aren't what the person was likening me to. I was like, the Sigourney Weaver movie about film industry, and I'm just like, these are not about the film industry, and she looks great.
It's not Once Upon a Time in Hollywood or something?
No, because I haven't seen Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Bella said, oh, I got a new job. It's literally just happened Saturday, but I'm working the Dodge Stadium, and we'll be working there all the home games. I plan on still going to AX, but only 2 days. That's fair. I won't be at Expo this year. Yeah. Neither will my boss's booth.
I don't know.
They're being mean to small peoples.
I'll need a job to be able to buy a ticket to attend as an attendee, not as a seller. But that's awesome, Bella.
But yes, congrats, Bella. Sorry, I should have said congrats before, but I
You moved on. You're like, okay, I'm only fully catch up on the message, and then you react to the most recent thing in the message.
I do. Yes, that is what I do.
Should we do another sprint?
We will. I'm thinking we'll do another 31 at the top of the hour, since we're only doing 2 today, apparently. We were having fun, and
F is for friends who do stuff together.
may have been avoiding it on accident. Are you sorry for the anxiety spike? I just appreciate how quick you responded to that. Oh, after this stream, I am going to do a private test stream for Sam Gone Wild. If anybody would like to help me test it in chat, just DM me. I will send you a link because I want to make sure the audio works.
I'll be helping with that, but that is known.
I know. Well, for the most part, I just need me and some people to watch me, and then if you are around and available, we will also test out Peanut Gallery on screen.
Possibly, I don't know. Probably.
You know what sounds good?
What?
Ice cream.
It does. Man, Publix is annoying me with. So they came out with a Publix brand limited ice cream, right? My husband and I were there, and they're really good flavors and stuff. Like, they look extremely interesting, and they were only like $2 for a quart, right? And I'm like, oh, and like we get some for me and him, and then we're like, oh, we'll check with the kids, and we were gonna go, and then we go to buy the kids some. They're like $6 something, almost $7, and I was like, son of a bitch. I guess because this ice cream is new, so I'm like, I guess they figured out they could make bank off it, right? And then the next time I go in for a thing with the kids, and then the Publix flavors, they're only $3.99. And I'm like, what the fuck? My son sees this root beer flavor one, which was so fucking in depth. It's got like fizzy pops in it, so that like when he like bites and takes a scoop, it'll like, you know, bubble like a pop rock in his mouth. And that's just like one of the things. And I was like, that's so my brain's catching up. Like, it's so cool. So he was debating whether or not he should buy it. I was like, son, buy it for you. You don't know if it's gonna go up to $10 next time.
Yeah.
I'm like, I guess they're playing a trial and error with their price.
My lactose intolerance is back because God hates me. And I have a whole thing. I just bought a bunch of cheese sticks because I've been craving them, and then I have a thing of ice cream in the fridge, but I can't do it. But, I mean, I have the lactate pills, but they only work so well.
Okay, that's what I was about to ask.
And I don't like my belly hurting. My belly hurts.
Becca said she asked for advice from Sam and CB and sent follow-up messages. That's probably what I'll do first. RP said, are you hopping off to do that stream directly after the next sprint, Sam? If you are, I can probably... Yeah, I mean, it'll take a couple minutes just for me to hop from this stream to set up the next one, but I was going to do it directly after. I'm hoping testing won't take that long, because like I said, I just want to test. It's mostly to test the audio. Laura, tell us about what you've been up to.
Well, routine. I have been writing short stuff for a very long time. And I have a whole flippin' collection out. And I was like, I don't want to wait to put together a whole another flippin' collection. So I put together a zine. So it has 6 drabbles. And if you unfold it in the centerfold, there's 2 flash fictions. I
want people to read it, but yes.
They are Halloween themed.
And let me tell you, this part, I was like, what is it doing? And then there's a long one on this side.
Oh,
And then I had a time figuring out how to close it back up. But
We're
now
not
I've done it so much, it just falls it. But yes. And I see
There
it
you
says
go.
one. Do you have an
Number
idea
one.
what you were going to do?
I would like to do some more in the future. I just made a spring love poem zine. So that one I am gonna print soonish and send them out in April. So if you want to be on my physical mailing list for zines and things, go to my Ko-fi. Yeah, on there. Yay!
It definitely
So far, I have my Halloween zine. I have a February newsletter zine, which is what I was reading, update on Mr. Roy,
fun.
my physical TBR, a poem I wrote, and my, let's see, my recently read, and a couple snippets of studying demonology.
Fun. This goes back to the earlier conversation. I don't know if you were hearing it, Laura, but literally every time I hear zine, my brain goes, no.
She was not here for that.
My brain doesn't like the word zine and thinks it should be zine. Like literally every time I hear it, it's like, no, we're not. No.
Even though you now know it's connected to the 1920s.
Even though I know it's connected to the 1920s, they were still wrong. And now they're dead.
Origin of the word.
I know, we can't fucking go back to this. I know.
I have 30 seconds.
I needed Laura to know if I made a face while she was showing us her really cute things, that's why I just hate the actual noun that is attached to those things.
Oh, I'm dumb. I mean, I'm not dumb, but I had a dumb. No, I perfectly understood and remembered the origin of fanzine and zine, because that's what they were originally called.
1930s.
1940s. But I just, for some reason, I was like, I think Star Trek was the first thing, but no, it was. I just misremembered the fandom, and because of that, I misremembered the decade.
What fandom was it?
I
mean, it might not have
I
been.
don't think it was for a fandom specifically, so much as it was just sci-fi.
Apparently, supposedly, there were some before the fan ones, and it was for the Harlem Renaissance.
Yeah, that would make sense.
Still a terrible name. This is the day of Stevie having beef with random words. Although I feel like that has been a running gag. Or not even a running gag, a running trend forever. Our entire my existence. Some words are just wrong. And who decides that? Me.
As a dyslexic,
some spellings are just wrong.
Yeah.
I think I should be given full, unfiltered control over the spelling of all words.
Why is 4 and 40 one with a U and one without a U?
I don't know, and I hate it.
What?
4
40
F-O-U-R 40 F-O-R-T-Y.
Do you know how much that fucked me up?
Wait. F-O-U-R. Oh, because there's no U in 40? Damn. Honestly, gun to my head, if someone's like, spell 40, I would die. Turns out.
Try again. All right. 3, 2, 1, here we go. Hello.
I did lots of writing. I worked on my Minecraft castle.
Oh.
This is not true.
I'm trying to help Bella world build a bit, and
I used my
Check
singular
on-
brain cell in the first message, and I don't have another.
it's late for you. We all know.
Do I get 3 guesses to guess which one of the 2 is fake?
Sure. At one point, I'll do a screen recording and give a tour of my Minecraft castle.
Ooh.
RP started brainstorming for an idea he had last week. Nice. I looked up soundboard software because I know that streaming games doesn't generally go the best when you're just using like and I've done it in I think 3 different systems now. I actually don't remember if I've done it in EvMux might be the only one that I haven't done it in, but I did it in what the fuck was the one we were using last year?
StreamYard?
Restream. No, I've done it in Restream and StreamYard, and both the times when you like share the game and you go to share the audio from the game, if you're on stream with other people, it creates like this echo feedback loop. And so the only way that usually I can do it is I just mute, or I don't allow to share audio, and then I just let the audio come through my speaker. But I'm hoping to have a better solution to that.
Yeah.
And yeah, so I installed it, but now it's all like, you have to restart your computer to finalize the installation. And I was like,
oh, I'm doing something.
We'll do that later. We'll do that after the stream.
Always postpone restarts, man. Indefinitely until I can't get my microphone to connect at all.
No, I always, if I have freshly installed something, it's getting a restart so I can make sure everything installs smoothly. If it wants to update, later. I've got this one update that it's like some sort of BIOS update or whatever, and it's like, we need to update or install an update, and I'm like, you have installed and updated this specific, I recognize you on site now, I know the numbers. And I'm like, you've been trying this for 6 months. In fact, I think the reason I had to factory reset my computer because my mic just stopped connecting to everything. I'm like, I don't trust you. I don't like you. We're not restarting.
We have to. You don't have to do anything. You don't.
It's like, you can just sit there and look pretty forever.
Pretty as a little pop-up in the corner.
Also, I'm going to be posting, probably tomorrow, I'll be doing a post that's like, hey, I'm stream 3 for the Storytellers Hearth if anybody wants to join me. So if anyone wants to join me, either DM me now to swipe your spot or wait for that post.
I'm stream 12.
If you're like, what time is that? We'll check the schedule or wait for the post. This is
I will wait for the post.
My Discord is currently hidden behind the insanity of the restart right now, so I'm being lazy. Only 2 hosts that I tagged have not got back to me yet, and I'm like, are y'all not on Discord? Do you not want me there? I have a rule that if I tag people and they don't get back to me when I'm like, hey, can I join your stream, that I don't do a follow-up because like maybe they're anxious or something and I don't want to make them, I don't want to stress them out. I'm already reaching out of nowhere. I don't want to stress them out even more.
Yeah.
But I'm still like, I want to be where the people are.
I should figure all that stuff out tomorrow.
Ask some my questions.
You should. You are also a host for that.
Yeah. So.
If your stream is afternoon, I will join you.
I don't remember.
Damn. Your break stream, well, no, your break stream is because You made me be the sacrifice and take the break stream that's before noon.
It would be so early.
I know, that's the only reason I didn't give you shit for it at the time.
The other two are just not doable for me, sorry.
I was like,
I'm making a list of stories that I've written for Tiny Shivers 2.
Hey.
So far, I'm up to 10.
How many do you want?
I don't know. Last time there was 101, but 50 of them were drabbles.
that's it.
But fewer drabbles this time.
I will be right back.
But yeah, by doing so, I forgot I had Where Nightmares Trod published in an anthology.
Yes, which I have to go update my sheet now. It has a very sizable Laura section.
I know.
Oh, have you seen it?
I have.
Yeah.
That's how I was double checking. Like, what's on here that I'm missing?
I got all my information from your website. So
before my website was not paid for and is down.
Oh yeah, it is down, isn't it? Because I went to update. I do remember that.
It's
like,
I need the monies.
That's understandable.
It's a couple $100.
Laura over here flexing. Hey, she got the right to flex. I sadly don't have a Laura specific color in the layout, but it's okay. Matte pink is a good look for you.
Oh, thanks.
But she does in the layout? Where? It is not here. Blind? I'm so very blind. Is that what you're... Sorry, he was like, you are so very without time. It's ridiculous.
Was my Trunda story in Tiny Shivers? It's been so long.
Oh, he must have been like somebody else do something. That's my bad.
Let's see.
In my defense, I think YouTube was slow to tell me you had a new message this time. Not usually, but this time. Also, now, anytime somebody mentions the word time or without time or out of time, this song pops into my head. You're out of touch. I'm out of time. And
I was thinking, time after time. Roy, what are you doing?
That's a good one.
You're just being noisy. Yes, your tail's going, and your face is a mess. Okay, you refluffed. Hello.
Is he a boy that you are ever concerned will escape from the yard, or is he a behaved boy?
Sometimes people leave the door open, and he just wanders out in the front yard, wanders into the neighbor's yard, plays with their kid, comes back.
Fair enough.
Yeah, sometimes people will walk the neighborhood, and they'll see him in the front yard and the door open, and they'll walk him back into the house. Shut the door!
That's amazing. So we had a really bad storm last night, and apparently it got to tornado warning levels. My husband and I are sitting there trying to watch Kenny JD tell us about Bridgerton season 3, and my daughter comes down and she comes in the room. We're like, yeah, you can sit with us while we watch this video, and we're trying to watch the video, just all chill and stuff. And she's like, "Are we okay? Are we safe?" And I'm like, "Baby, we're fine. If your dad and I thought we were concerned, then we'd go in the garage then. And she's like, because it has concrete walls. And I was like, yeah. And then she's like, where's the tornado? And I'm like, I don't know, but not near us. And she's like, why are you so calm about this? She's like, you don't know anything. It could be. And I'm like, it's not.
The sky is
I was like, you know why I'm not concerned? Your granny, which would be my grandmother, her great grandmother, isn't sitting there calling me going, are you guys okay? Has it passed you yet? And I'm like, she's not concerned. I'm not concerned.
Yeah.
But then we had to pause the video because we kept having to talk to her and stuff. And then we're like, my husband shows her the weather report, like the radar and everything, and then shows her the report that's like it should pass our area by like 10:20. So we're sitting there, and you can hear the storm chilling out, right? Like we had like 60-mile winds, 60 to 80-mile winds or something like that. Like it was loud. But it was not like unusually like I feel like it's not something that I can explain per se. It's just the atmosphere of the noises around the house sounded like a normal severe thunderstorm, which is a sentence, but it is. And then and so like as you know, and you can also feel her stress leaving her body as the storm gets quieter and everything, and it goes down to just a drizzle and stuff. And then, like, she looks at her phone and she's like, Mom, it's 10:20. And I'm like, yeah. And she's like, the storm has passed. And I'm like, that it has. And she's like, I'm gonna go now. And then she just leaves us. And we're like, I don't know why you didn't just believe me. I know the storms. I feel them everywhere. But the wind blew our back gate open and our dogs escaped. Oh. We weren't super concerned about our older dog Vi because like she ran some houses down. She was gonna come back, but then my husband, like the gate has opened before and she just comes to the front door to be let back inside.
Oh.
But she like decided she wanted to go on a walk, and as she was coming back and stuff, she was waiting, and she saw me, and she was wagging her tail, and then my husband goes, Vi, and she's like, oh, and she turns around and starts going the other way, and I'm like, you can't yell at her, she thinks she's in trouble, and he was like, but I got her. She was very excited, very happy. We got her in the van, and she tried to climb from the back seat into my husband's lap. Oh, I lost Alora. Oh, we've regained Alora.
Hi.
Hi. That's one of the things I like about Eve Mux. It just adds you right back to your spot once I put you there.
Nice.
But I was saying we weren't too worried about Vi. And like once we got her in the car and stuff, she was excited. She kept trying to climb into the front seat, into our laps.
No.
Trying to help.
Riju, on the other hand, this was her first escape. And oh my God, was she excited that she was able to escape. We're like, get Vi back in the house. I tell my husband to take the van, go around the one side of the neighborhood. My daughter and I were walking, and this is like right before the storm starts too. So my daughter's like, it's so eerie out here and everything. And I'm like, we're fine. And she's like, oh, it just feels more dangerous than usual. Maybe it's because I'm stressed about Richu. And I'm like, maybe, but you're fine. We're not going to be like, we're good. And then one of our neighbors like was on the porch with their daughter, and they had Riju. And my husband had parked, and he went and got her, and he's holding her, he's carrying her. I'm like, just stand there. I have the leash.
Yeah.
And Riju's trying to get out of his arms and stuff, and he's like not letting go. And then we finally get her, and Roxy takes the leash, and I'm all like, do you want to take her in the car or do you want to walk her home? And she's like, I want to walk her home. And I'm like, okay. So we're walking her home, and then we get like a couple houses away, and in the back of the sky, you can see the lightning, right? And my daughter's like, and I'm like, do you want to give me the leash and you run? And she's like, yeah. And she runs. She gets to our yard, and then she's like waiting. And once I get to the yard, she takes the leash back, and she's like, "Doggy, let's go inside." And she takes her back inside.
Nice.
But, and I was like, I just this week, because the kids are on spring break, was like, let's start taking the dogs for a walk again because the weather's good. And nope, they took their walk. That is the name of my youngest. I generally try not to say my children's names on stream, but every now and then I fuck up.
So forget.
I know.
The weather's nice now?
No, now it's winter. It's cold today.
Uh-huh.
And while I would still take my younger one walking, my older one, she has a bad leg. But I was telling Laura about this because I was asking her about Roy, and she said sometimes Roy just takes himself for a walk. Other times, neighbors bring him back.
Just out the front door and
Our dog,
our yard, the neighbor's yard. That's it.
our dog Angus, it was our old dog. We had, when we lived in Texas, we had like a 5-foot, 6-foot fence, and he would just go sproing right over it. It was like his vertical leap was insane. And the problem was there was like alligators behind our house. Like it was like, hey, no, like there's a little bayou back there. Like, haha, it's really fun, but also, no, Angus.
My family had to get rid of our chain link fences and install wood fences because my childhood dog learned to climb the chain link fence by watching the cats climb the fence. Because cats, they like put their paws in and they like legitimately climb it. So my dog figured out he could do the same thing.
It's like
And they could make it over the fence.
Sometimes Roy's scared of stairs.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Scares are, bro, depending on the stair, I don't always want to go up them either. I think our reasons are very different, but, I see his perspective.
Yeah.
That's all right, Lisa. It's okay. All right, so do you two want to stick around and chat for 10 more minutes, or do you got stuff that... Do you want to go Minecraft, Stevie?
No, I'm actually gonna help grade papers.
Oh,
Or I'm doing like multiple choice helping with grading. But yes. And
you're
spelling.
checking answers.
There's a reference, so that's why I'm any use there.
Yeah.
Because I wouldn't be used without that.
Well, a lot of teachers' assistants grade things, or help grade things. I remember as a kid, they should not let students do this, but in middle school, if we, as a reward or something, we could help grade the papers, and they would give us the little thing to, match them up, but then we know each other's grades, so...
When I growing up, you would pass your paper to the person next to you.
Yeah.
We did that too, but that was in elementary school.
All the way throughout high school.
Yeah. Especially for multiple choice tests.
Mm-hmm. No, I'm not taking the test first.
Why not?
Because it's a spelling test?
Oh.
Didn't study.
I see, you don't want to risk that.
Yeah, I emotionally can't handle that.
Legitimate, especially when we were talking about spelling words earlier.
Yeah.
It is a struggle. Kindergartners, they have sight words now. because they don't like when I don't know how they did it for you, CB, but when I was in elementary school, we learned to sound it out. And
Yeah.
that fucked me out hardcore. I could not figure out sound it out, especially when the sound it out rules kept changing. But now they're just like, here are their words to memorize for the week, and they just memorize the word on sight. And then they work on breaking down sounds and stuff later, and I'm like, that would have helped me so much more.
I don't remember when I was that young what we were doing. But it was definitely like, here's lists of words at the end of the week. We're gonna have a spelling test on them, and then I wouldn't do well, and then people would be like, "Why aren't you studying?" And I'm like, "I did. This is me studied." Yeah. To the point where we took those every week, and you got a little slip of paper that said like a golden pen if you got them all right. To the point I kept those golden pen things for like 8 years because there was only like 6 of them over the course of an entire year. I only got 6 right. There's 600%. Or something like that. Yeah.
They do AR points in the schools. For those who don't know, that's accelerated reader. It's the kids read a book in their free time and then take a test on it. Or they take a test on a book that they read in class, and depending on how well you do, determines how many AR points you get. There are various forms of how they choose to do the rewards for this. Well, one of the rewards things they do in the elementary school at my kids' school is they have a vending machine for books. And you get a token, and you can put the token in, and you get a book. And I'm like, oh my god, I could have gotten at least one copy of every book in that. I fucking loved AR. And yeah, Lisa loved it too. And neither of my children particularly cared. My youngest kind of does, but then the last school thing, we were looking at the vending machine, and I was like, well, are there any books in there that you think are interesting? And she's like, well, I don't know. And I'm like, well, I see at least one book in there that your brother might like. And I'm like, so if you get a token and you don't see a book that you want, you could get a book for someone else. But definitely prioritize the one you want because you are the one who earned it.
Yeah.
Less than a week later, we're at the school for a different. Oh, I was at the bye.
Bye.
I know you said you did. Everybody say bye to CB.
Bye, everyone.
I'm gonna finish this story and then we'll wrap up. Bye. Yeah, so less than a week later, I'm at the school for her field trip, and the librarian tells my child that she needs to come to the library to get her AR prizes. And she was like, yeah, her AI score went way up in the last week. And I was like, oh, I wonder why. Also, like, she had told me that she's like, Mom, I read a book in 2 days. And then, Mom, I read a book in a day. And I was like, well, this is good. Why is she reading so quickly? And she's like, I got the book token. And I was like,
heck yes.
I'm like, all this time you could have been getting more book tokens if you just paid attention.
Dang.
But, so, do you want to tell the people anywhere else they can find you? You've been doing a lot of pop-up sprints lately, right?
Yeah, usually on Thursdays. This week, let's see, on calendar, I will be streaming this Thursday, 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern.
Nice.
And I will be...
You ever have guests on it?
Yes. Nia's tomorrow, JC's Wednesday, Storytellers Hearth, 28th, 29th. I will be streaming the 28th. I will be a co-host for Crystal the 29th. Yeah. I'm excited.
Nice. Go find Laura so many places.
Mm-hmm. My goal was to do an 8-hour stream on the 25th. We shall see. We shall see.
Oh, yes, that would be next Wednesday.
Yeah, I should have the day off. We'll see. They've been shaking things up.
Well, all right. This week I have my Whip Wednesday on Wednesday, and we're doing the book talk. Me and CB are talking about book 3 of the Raven Cycle, which is Blue Lily, Lily Blue. And then, another write-in stream next week. And the party is the 30th. Yes, my child, your timing is interesting. Because I was wrapping up. But yeah. Oh, and of course, Sam Gone Rogue is going to be doing things. So go over there. I'm going to be ranching and romancing. It's not going to be my first time playing Fields of Mystria, but it will be only my second playthrough. So, and I'm not done with the first one. So they're still good, and I'm wanting to focus. It took me a year in the first playthrough of Fields of Mystria to start getting chicken coops because I forgot where the carpenter shop was and thought I needed to progress farther in the story to unlock it. So, but this time I know, and that's going to be the first thing I do. So the mines, the fish, everything else will wait until I get all my chickens. But yeah, and if you kind of want a sneak peek of the sort of chaos that is my gaming file, like I said, I will be test streaming after this stream. So just DM me or go to my server where I will be posting the link to that. And yeah, so we will see you. And I'm going to steal Laura more often again. All right, bye.